Hi, I'm Jane Kay. I'm a Senior Scientist at DairyNZ, and this is a feed-right video on fibre metabolism. In this video, we'll look at the different types of fibre found in feed, what happens when a cow eats fibre, and how fibre affects cow production and performance. So, what is fibre? Fibre is the term that describes what is in the cell wall of the plant, or what gives a plant its structure. It is made up of the two structural carbohydrates, cellulose and hemicellulose, and the indigestible compound lignin. Now, lignin is not a carbohydrate, but it can bind to the structural carbohydrates, making them less accessible to rumen enzymes, therefore less digestible. The lignin content of a plant increases with age, therefore the plant becomes less digestible as it matures. Now, the fibre content of feed is measured in three ways and expressed as a percentage of the dry matter. Firstly, there is neutral detergent fibre, or more commonly termed NDF. Now, NDF measures the fibre that remains after treating the plant with a neutral detergent. This measures lignin and the structural carbohydrates, hemicellulose and cellulose. Then there is acid detergent fibre, or ADF. Now, ADF is a measure of the fibre that remains after treating the plant with an acidic detergent. This includes cellulose and lignin, but unlike NDF, does not include hemicellulose. ADF is often used to indicate the digestibility of the feed. Finally, there is effective NDF, or more commonly referred to as effective fibre. Now, fibre is required by the cow for efficient rumen function, and effective fibre measures the fibre that is most effective at stimulating rumination and saliva production. The effective fibre generally relates to the chop length or particle size of the fibre components. Effective fibre is difficult to measure in certain feeds, including pastures. However, feeds such as hay and straw are high in effective fibre, whereas cereal grains are low. So, what happens when a cow eats fibre? As already mentioned, dietary fibre, in particular effective fibre, is needed by the cow to maintain healthy rumen function. Once eaten, the fibre stimulates rumination, chewing and saliva production. Saliva contains sodium bicarbonate, more commonly known as baking soda, and phosphate salts, and these help to buffer the rumen pH and promote the growth of rumen microbes. Now, there are some differences in the fibre recommendations depending on the diet. For diets which include a high proportion of starchy feeds, such as cereal grains, the recommended minimum fibre level is 27 to 33% NDF and 20% effective NDF. However, for cows grazing only high-quality pastures, the minimum levels for NDF are 35% and for effective NDF, 17%. There are also differences in the recommended minimum rumen pH level. Cows grazing good quality pastures can tolerate a lower rumen pH compared with those eating a total mixed ration or a diet high in starch without the detrimental effects on rumen function. This is primarily due to the different carbohydrate contents of the two types of diets, the different rumen microbial populations that digest these carbohydrates, and the different waste products that are produced from this digestion. For example, when a cow is fed a diet containing a large proportion of starch, there is preferential digestion of the starch instead of the fibre, and propionic acid and lactic acid are produced. If there is too much starch in the diet, or if it is introduced too quickly into the diet, this causes a drop in rumen pH and an increase in lactic acid production. The lactic acid reduces fibre digestion and can result in rumen acidosis and laminitis. In contrast, when cows are grazing good quality pasture that contains high levels of structural carbohydrates, acetic acid is the main product of digestion. Now, unlike lactic acid, acetic acid is not detrimental to rumen microbes and does not cause rumen acidosis. It is not until rumen pH levels fall below 5.8 that digestion or rumen function may be reduced in grazing cows. In fact, adding an extra source of effective fibre in the form of straw or hay to cows grazing good quality pasture can actually decrease performance. The low quality, low ME straw or hay replaces the higher quality, higher ME pasture, reducing the energy content of the diet. Because poorly digestible forages, such as straw or hay, take a longer time to digest in the rumen, they slow down the rumen passage rate, increase rumen fill, and consequently can reduce dry matter intake. So, in summary, fibre consists of lignin and the two structural carbohydrates, cellulose and hemicellulose. It can be measured as NDF, ADF, or effective fibre. A minimum level of fibre, and more specifically, effective fibre, is required in the diet to promote rumination and saliva production and ensure efficient rumen function. Feeds that are high in effective fibre are poorly digestible and therefore take a longer time to digest in the rumen. If the diet contains high levels of sugar or starch, or if effective fibre levels are below requirements, supplementary fibre can be added to the diet to prevent lactic acid production and to maintain a healthy rumen environment. However, cows grazing good quality pastures can tolerate lower rumen pH levels without the detrimental effects on rumen function. If additional fibre is added to the system when it's not needed, it will act to slow down the rumen passage rate, increase rumen fill, and can reduce dry matter intake and performance. So, by the end of this video, you should be able to name the different types of fibre that are found in feed, know what happens when a cow eats fibre, and understand how fibre affects cow production and performance.